All right, let's see if that's a little better for everybody right there. How about now? Now we're looking like we're getting some audio waves out there. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. Whoa, what am I thinking? Man, El Bandito didn't let me know before we were coming back live, man, because, let's tell them about what we were talking about today, El Bandito.
No doubt, guys. We are ready to rock and talk about the Arrowverse, man. So we're super stoked about that, man. They got some super awesome stuff coming out this fall season with the Arrowverse, man. And we wanted to say a special thanks to the Legion of Love out there, man. Thanks, guys, for repping stuff all during the week. It's been super fun and super cool, man. The party doesn't stop over there at the Legion of Love group, so feel free to head on over there and drop some comments, join the group, send some group invites out, man, because all week long we can share and post and do some community stuff regarding not only events in our neighborhood, in our backyard, or wherever your backyard is, but we could also get out there and we can get in touch with people by just sharing kind of cool comments and, nerdy fun kinks and stuff like that, and connect with other people who like the same stuff you do, because that's what the Power Hour Love is all about.
And we like kinks, man. And, oh, man, the Legion of Love is rocking tonight, man. We just been joined by Richter Von Doom, man. If you think this cosplay looks good, you have to go check out Richter, man, because, he's not even just cosplaying. He is the real Dr. Doom, baby. He's in the comments. Definitely go after the show and check out the real Dr. Doom on Facebook.
Absolutely, man. And go check out our pictures from the Space Coast Comic-Con. Well, you'll see El Bandito himself got to take a picture with Von Doom, man. And that dude is giant and badass. So
you know it, man.
Super cool costume. Go and check out his page if you're a cosplay fan. But also, while El Bandito likes to be out and about, this past weekend I went and checked out the Big Brothers Big Sisters Bowl for Kids' Sake that was honoring 30 pillars of the community for their 30th anniversary here in St. Lucie, Indian River, and Okeechobee counties. So while I was at that event, they were honoring none other than Captain Joel himself from Big Dog Comics and Thunderdome Gaming, a huge supporter, practically a sponsor of our show. He hooks us up with most of the stuff that we give away to the Legion of Love out there during our prizes and raffles and stuff like that. Hail Doom! The comments are blowing up.
Oh, yeah.
But the Bowl for Kids' Sake was awesome. We got to go out there and meet the Sheriff Ken Mascara. We met the CEO of our local chapter of Big Brothers Big Sisters. We got to meet some people from the United Way, just a bunch of city officials from Fort Pierce and Port St. Lucie. So it was super cool. It was a great outreach program, man. So we love that kind of stuff. If you guys know about a local event, a charity event especially, that you want us to rep on here and spread some love about, dude, that's what we're all about. So hit us up, get in touch with us, man, and we'd love to talk about what you guys got going on. And we do it in our news segment, which is halfway through the program tonight. We're going to jump into the PoDunk news. We'll tell you a little bit of fun, cool stuff going out in the wacky, nerdy world. Then we have a local love segment where we talk about our local events and things. And then we got some quick and dirty headlines that are a lot of fun. But our main theme tonight isn't just me talking as fast as I possibly can to make up for the 2 minutes we missed at the beginning. It's actually the Arrowverse. Tell them, Senior Bull.
Oh, you know it, man. Before we dive into that awesome thing, I just want to take 15 seconds, El Bandito, and just say congratulations to Legions of Love members Josh, Z, and Courtney, who got married over the weekend, which, yes, lots of love goes out to them. That's where I was attending that awesome wedding while El Bandito and Captain Joel celebrated Bowl for Kids' Sake. So awesome, man. But yes, all right, digging in, man. We're talking about the Arrow. If you haven't guessed tonight by my attire, I'm definitely cosplaying as the Boyle Arrow. But yes, the Arrowverse is returning.
Wait, aren't you Boilover Queen?
The Boilover Queen. I love it. I might just have to use that.
Oh, man, look, your head's disappearing over here. I like that.
Ooh, man, there you go. Oh, you like when I disappear, huh? I'm not the invisible woman.
Man, I could tell you a couple of folks did disappear outside from the Arrowverse this year, and we're going to talk about each and every one of the departing actors or characters from the series as we go along and discuss each one individually, where we tell you what's coming up and what to expect from each of these awesome shows. Now, the Arrowverse consists of 4 shows, right? Only 4. We know that they've got Gotham and Black Lightning and a bunch of other shows out there, but the Arrowverse itself only consists of the 4 interconnected shows. You're talking about Arrow, The Flash, Supergirl, and Legends of Tomorrow. So those are the 4 shows we're going to hit tonight. Hopefully you're all caught up on everything. If you're not, we're going to do a little bit of catch-up on there. It's not really going to be spoiler-free, so if you're really that in tune with your spoilers, man, probably not the episode for you this week. Come back and check us out on our archive on YouTube or right here on Facebook on our archive here. You can always check us out live on Twitch, too. Hi to all the Twitch fans out there. Where's Little Nasty 69?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And, you guys in the comments, the Legion of Love, be sure to throw down what your favorite Arrowverse show is. Or if you don't like it, let us know. Tell us what you think of the Arrowverse. What's your favorite show, your favorite actor, favorite Flash, favorite Arrow, all that fun stuff. Throw it in the comments, and we'll definitely talk about that, too.
No doubt, guys. So what do you say we dive right in, man? We were a few minutes late because the show didn't start on time, right? So, well, I mean, the show started on time, but then the freaking mic didn't get plugged in right. So there we go.
Hey, man, I just think it was one of those, DC villains trying to stop us. They saw me on screen, and you mad, bro?
I know. And I think all that haterade from the Joker Nation out there might have messed up our mic system there. But we're going to get into this a little bit later. We know Kevin W., man, he threw out some comments about Joker and his new makeup. We're going to talk about that again, like I said, in the news and stuff. So Rich T, Mikey B, all you guys out there throwing down stuff in the Legion of Love, man. Keep spreading the love, baby. Like and share this video. Let's get some more people in here. Let's talk about the Arrowverse. We're starting off with none other than the Arrow.
Oh, exactly, man. Definitely. Now, this is the show that kicked it all off, way back in 2011, I think the first Arrow episode aired. So, I mean, it's been around for a while, so it's going into its 7th season. Mm-hmm. Man, have they went through some real trials and tribulations of Oliver Queen. And while, some of the stuff is definitely not stuck to the traditional comic stuff that we know, there's definitely some really cool things that they've done with the Arrow, as well as, I'd have to say it's probably one of the best Batman TV shows without Batman. I mean, because they always have these Batman villains showing up,
Yeah, no, definitely, man. And yeah, Trials and Tribulations is very much what I'd attribute to the Arrow, because it bounces around and being super good and nigh unwatchable, from episode to episode.
But it saves the day, just like the end of a season.
Yeah, what's funny is CW has kind of been doing this thing for a lot of their shows. I really first noticed it watching Supernatural back in the day, but they kind of have this formula where they do have an overarching story throughout a season, which is nice. I like that. I know a lot of people don't. A lot of people like very episodic stuff. Talking to you, party man, Will. But the the overarching story is nice, but what they do is they take kind of the first 2 or 3 episodes for the overarching story, then it gets very episodic in the middle, and then at the very end, it ramps back up into the overarching story to lead into a cliffhanger for the next season. So I kind of dig that formula because we get the best of both worlds. We get an overarching story, but we do get some episodic elements, which are really cool. But the episodic elements can sometimes be like, what was with Count Vertigo? He sucks. I don't want to see any more Count Vertigo ever. I don't care how many different guys you cast. They even cast that awesome Russian guy from Armageddon, and he couldn't save Count Vertigo. So,
there's definitely a lost opportunity there. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing a Count Vertigo that actually has like the metahuman powers versus like it being like a drug. Like I get when like, you know, when Arrow first started, it was like they were trying to keep it like its own thing and like make it dark and gritty like the Dark Knight. But then now since like the entry of Flash and all those other shows, it's like, now it's trying to kind of, you know, come back more to the comics level stuff.
Yeah, no doubt, man. And I have to say, we couldn't say enough good things about Stephen Amell. Like him being Oliver Queen, being the Green Arrow, like he has ridden this wave of like kind of different writing, kind of different takes on the show. Whether it wants to be kind of very dark or very romantic or very campy, he seems to work in all those things, you know? So I really got to give him credit as an actor for always holding the show together and always making whatever's going on part of the show.
Plus, not that I usually, you know, comment dudes on this, but man, the guy is in phenomenal shape.
Yeah.
You know, just recently he jumped into a wrestling ring and actually wrestled at a indie wrestling promotion.
Dude,
you know?
he did that like American Ninja Warrior and was like, I do this like every Tuesday. I don't even care. You know, like it wasn't even a big deal. He got to the end in like, I don't know, like 80 seconds. It was crazy, right? But, but I'm not afraid to say it, dude's sexy as hell. That's a good-looking dude, man. So, I mean, this picture ain't the greatest.
Hey,
you
I'm
know?
sure all the ladies of love will agree with you.
Yeah, no doubt, right? Throw some love down there for Stephen Amell if you think he's got some rockin' abs and you want to watch him do that thing where he throws the pole up on the little stair climber thing, man.
I believe that's called the Serpentine Ladder.
Is it? Okay.
I think so.
You would know because you're Boilover Queen. So, but as we can see from this image, Green Arrow is having a hard time this season as he's going to begin the season from prison.
Hard knock life.
Yeah, man. So he's obviously having fun in there. Now, it was like, how did that kind of end up? Is he ousted? Does everyone know he was the Green Arrow? I don't think so, right?
Well, I think he had to come out and pretty much admit that he was the Green Arrow to get like the FBI to help him in the last season. So, yeah, I think it's kind of out. But, you know how it is. People are like, that guy can't be the Green Arrow. You know what I mean? I'm sure they're going to have some way
I think there's a lot of people in prison who are like, that dude's the Green Arrow. Let's kick the piss out of him. And that's kind of looks like what's going on. So we know in the past that a lot of people look at that. KDD says it's the salmon ladder.
Oh, look at that.
The salmon ladder? It might be. I don't know. I like salmon. That's like my favorite fish to eat.
That doesn't really make sense, though. A salmon?
Well, a salmon has to swim upstream, like up and jump rocks, and they do it like that. So that I kind of get it.
Boilover Queen has been
you just renamed it. You renamed it the Serpentine Ladder Climb now. It's whatever you want, man. That's what Boilover Queen calls it. But I like, thanks, Mikey B. El Bandito is El Bandito. I am a superhero. I don't need to wear a costume.
I know Captain Joel was over there saying, hey, who's El Bandito? Are you mad, bro?
I know.
Hey, and by the way, thanks a lot, Captain. Awesome job filling in for me. And congratulations on your award for Cheers for 30 years.
Absolutely, man. That was super cool. You were an excellent correspondent on the ground and a fantabulous sponsor of this show. So keep it coming, man, and keep doing what you're doing. Everyone, head on out to Big Dog Comics Thunderdome Gaming on the corner of Midway Road and US 1. Got it right. There you go.
You've been working on that.
I have, right? Because I messed it up Saturday. So that was like 2 days ago. But anyways, yeah, we got Oliver Queen in prison, man. People are kicking the crap out of him. Looks like Diggle might take up the Green Arrow mantle again.
As you can see, I've been trying to,
fill in,
show some of my, support that I think I could maybe fill those shoes better than Diggle.
But we do have a lot of like, I don't know, man. Diggle's pretty good. Like Diggle looks like somebody like I don't want to mess with in a dark alley. Like that dude is swole, man.
I know Party Man Will would definitely appreciate this. There's always some sort of segment about Afghanistan. Slide in there.
Well, David Ramsey also does the voice of some character that he likes. I can't think of what it is now.
For a second there, I thought we were talking about the financial guy. But no, that's Dave Ramsey.
Yeah.
No, David Ramsey.
Yeah, David Ramsey is the actor that plays Diggle, a.k.a. Spartan. And I
There
might
you
just be
go.
getting that confused. That Spartan is a guy that is from Halo or something.
Well, yeah, there's that.
And I think Michael Coulter does the voice of him, who's
Yes.
Luke Cage.
Yeah, Michael
That's what I'm
Coulter.
thinking
Yes,
of.
yeah, yeah.
Because I saw Spartan, and I was like, oh, he does the
Yeah.
voice of Spartan. I'm like, no, he is Spartan.
Locke is who you're thinking
Yeah,
about from
yeah.
Halo. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Oh, whatever. I get
Well,
that Halo stuff mixed up.
Hey, it's
I don't
okay.
see
When we
why.
do our Halo episode, I'm coming dressed as Master Chief.
All right, I'm there, man. But yeah, let's take a look at some of the rest of the returning cast. Of course, we got Emily Brett Richards as Felicity. She's freaking fantastic, man. David Ramsey is Diggle. We got Mr. Terrific, played by Echo Kellum, which is a cool freaking name. Dinah, the Black Canary, the kind of new Black Canary, Juliana Harkavy. That girl is amazing hot. She is so crazy hot. And then Laurel's Black Canary, Black Siren. Katie Cassidy will return. I don't know why. I'm so sick of this girl. I feel bad. All right. Power Hour of Love.
I like her.
Stick to the love. Stick to the love.
I like Katie Cassidy.
Rick Gonzalez coming back as Wild Dog, man. Now that guy rocks. I like him a
Wild
lot.
Dog's cool. Yeah, Kate Cassidy is my second favorite Katie.
I don't even think I'd give her that. But here we got new Black Canary, the El Bandito approved Black Canary right there, and Mr. Terrific, who I think is also fantastic. The Mr. Terrific interpretation has so much character that he never really seemed to portray in comics. In comics, he's always just like generic superhero guy with the balls, you know. And
he's definitely got balls.
yeah, so like I don't know if he was originally envisioned as like a character who was gay. But I kind of question that if that was something they came up with later, and we're like, that guy always playing with balls. Let's make him gay. You're like, dude, no. So hopefully that started off originally, but I got to read some of those old comics and find out.
Party Man will confirm in the comments, man. Has Mr. Terrific always been gay?
Yeah. Oh, Party Man's out there, man. I seen him out there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I didn't know he was joining us tonight. All right, but also coming back, we got Arsenal returning for season 7, man. That's right, Roy Harper, and unfortunately, Speedy's not coming back.
Oh yeah, she definitely departed after. You know, not that she checked out for good, but the actress has definitely left the cast. So yeah, I wouldn't expect to see her anytime soon. Maybe in like a crossover or special episode or something.
Yeah, so I totally just lost what I was going to say. It escaped me.
Man, did I boil over queen you?
No, someone wrote a comment, and I saw double confirm. And I was like, double confirm El Bandito. But that was all I saw because my mic got in the way. And I see it. Oh, Mr. Terrific is Mr. Fantastic. Double confirm.
Oh, you call him Mr. Fantastic?
Was I calling him Mr. Fantastic? I don't know. I don't listen to me. I drift in and out.
That just shows how much you want like a good version of the Fantastic Four.
We were talking about Dr. Doom earlier, so there you go.
Even on our DC show, we're talking about Marvel stuff.
So anyways, yes, Speedy, Oliver Queen's sister, won't be a main cast person this season. So that's kind of a bummer because
you get Roy Harper.
Yeah, her story was always really cool, but I am glad to see Roy Harper return because this guy's great. The actor's great, although I didn't grab his name. But yeah, I'm excited to see him come back and kick some ass.
I mean, I'm not one to talk, man, but the actor who played Roy Harper, when he kind of had some, cameos in the last season, I thought he had put on a couple pounds.
Yeah, he'd put on a couple pounds, but I think it's like that dude's getting like bigger, like getting more muscle.
Oh, man.
So I don't think he's heavy. I think he's just thick.
Well, hopefully he's not going to lose any muscles this season. Like an arm.
Now was that Arsenal or was that Oliver Queen's son? Wasn't that Connor in the comics who got his arm cut off?
No, that was Arsenal.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. And that was Prometheus that did that. So I guess unless they bring back some sort of other Prometheus, that's probably not going to happen. But who knows?
Good point.
But we probably mention that later. Who one of the main villains for this season is?
Well, I know, man, we just can't get rid of this Black Canary, no matter how many times they try to kill her or whatever. But she managed to take out old Squintin' Lance, and he's out of the picture now. He's gone. So the with the White Canary heading over to Legends of Tomorrow, we're getting less and less of the Canary family in Arrow, which I'm gonna call for the better. But I mean, I think White Canary's great. We'll get into Legends in a little bit. So it kind of sucks that Sarah left, but whatever. The Lance family is getting smaller. So we're stuck with alternate universe Siren, you know.
Little song, a little dance. Yeah. Arrow's head on a lance. In a lance.
We'll see what happens. You guys put in the comments, man. Do you like, you know, Katie Cassidy's Black Canary? Are you sad that she's gone? Do you like her better as a villain, as Siren? You know, what do you guys think?
Man, Mikey B's throwing down some real knowledge right there. He said, back in The Dark Knight Returns, Superman actually ripped our Oliver Queen's arm off. That's absolutely true in those. And if you watch some of I think it was an episode of Legends of Tomorrow, when they went to the future, Oliver Queen did only have one arm. So we'll see what happens.
Hey, you never know, man.
But absolutely, man. Now, like I said, I do like Kate Cassidy. I always liked her as the Black Canary. I don't know why they did what they did, but like you said, I know a lot of people do like the new Dinah, you know, as she even looks more traditionally like Black. Well, besides the blonde hair.
Okay, look, Party Man Will saying, Bandito, I loaned you the miniseries that shows Arsenal losing his arm to Prometheus. I know, and it sucked, and I don't remember it for anything because I thought it sucked, man. But I really thought it was Connor. I thought that was his son. But for the longest time, I thought they were the same person. So I just never read a lot of Green Arrow comics growing up. But I definitely loved the progression of the show. I love where it's going. So I'm definitely interested to see what's going on in Season 7 of the Arrow, man. And the Arrowverse, it does it for me, bro. So
definitely, man. We'll have to see where it goes. So what else are we talking about in Arrow?
The Longbow Hunters, man.
I was waiting for this screenshot, man. You know, these, you know, if you guys haven't read the story on the Longbow Hunters, it's one of the few actual Green Arrow comics that I have read. It's a classic from back in the early 90s. You know, definitely go check it out, man. It tells the story of pretty much 4 supervillains that pretty much, their whole thing is to hunt the Green Arrow. Now, I know you probably say, man, we've been watching that for 7 seasons. But, man, if they go to the extent that they do in the comics, this is almost like, if you guys know the Born Again story for Daredevil, like this is kind of like Green Arrow's version of that. So it really pretty much kind of takes everything away that makes Oliver Queen what he is, and he has to fight to get it back.
No doubt, man. And I know there is some speculation that even beyond the long ho.
Are you talking about Kate Cassidy again?
I know. She is very tall. The Longbow Hunters, right? Even beyond that, there's a new character announced, Dr. John Deegan, a former Arkham Asylum doctor who might be crazier than the inmates at Arkham, right? So many speculate he is Arrowverse's John D, a.k.a. Dr. Destiny.
Well, this might be enough to get Party Man Will to start watching Arrow again.
There you go. I have no idea who that is. Who's Dr. Destiny?
Oh, man.
Is that Dr. Fate? Isn't
Dr.
Fate?
No. I think if that happened, absolutely Party Man Will would come back to watching Arrow.
Oh, my God. They're saying Thanos has to be stopped. He's snapping Senor Boyle to oblivion.
I thought they were
fading away.
I thought they were going to say I was the male version of Ghost, you know, from Ant-Man and Wasp. You know, just kind of, there you go.
Oh, look, my hand disappears behind you. That's pretty good.
But one of the main stories I remember with Dr. Destiny, it was from a Sandman book. And Scarecrow helps Dr. Destiny escape from Arkham Asylum. And he goes to like a little diner in like the middle of the desert. And he like pretty much... He had one of the Sandman's jewels, so he was able to like kind of control everyone's mind. So he just makes these customers do all these like sick and depraved things, and pretty much like John Constantine and Dream have to go and pretty much stop him. So I mean, I know him as a pretty nasty character. Yeah. So if they're bringing him into the Arrowverse, oh man, he's gonna be a pretty wicked thing for them to take on.
Well, that's cool, man, because this is the show that always seems to border on the darkest of the dark stuff that's going on. So it's kind of interesting to see that push kind of back towards that darker edge, because definitely when Flash came along, the show lightened up a lot, and it actually got a lot better. Like, the dark stuff is almost too difficult to do on TV without like a really big budget to really well produce things like they do on Netflix and stuff like that. So Arrow always kind of just missed the mark of like a very believable darkness to it. But having some good writing and a great character like this, who's really kind of a twisted dude, might actually get them what they're looking for, man.
You know it, man. I think it would definitely, besides the longbow hunters, to have Dr. Destiny in there too. Oh, man, what a wicked season we're dealing with. And I see you guys saying that I might be disappearing like Spider-Man. But you know what?
I love it.
I just had to show you guys something. While I might be Arrow on the inside,
he's all Spider-Man on the inside.
Oh, yeah, on the outside, yeah. Oh, man, I messed it up. No, I'm Arrow on the outside, Spider-Man on the inside, baby.
No doubt. They're like, Charboil, don't go. Charboil doesn't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
Dude, Mikey B, I would totally play Moon Knight if they cast me.
Hell yeah, Moon Knight's the jam, dude.
That's awesome.
All right, man. Well, I think that's going to about wrap it up for the Arrowverse, right? So let's get on and let's talk about The Flash.
Oh, you know it, man. You know it. No, I have to say, ever since they introduced Barry Allen in Arrow, man, I've been like, dude, this guy is like perfect. Like, I love his portrayal of the Flash.
Absolutely, man. Now, here we can see this is actually his new Season 5 costume that a lot of people were complaining about. It looks fine to me, I always thought the chin strap was a little weird, so I'm kind of glad they ditched it.
Yeah, the new costume does look pretty badass.
Yeah, it's cool, dude. So anyways, we got the fabulous Grant Gustin playing the Flash. Like you said, this guy is just killer. He's got that earnest streak to him where he really seems like he cares. It reminds me a lot of like Brandon Ruth. As the Atom, just so innocent. He exudes this. But Barry has this weight to him of kind of, it's so fitting because it's the weight of all the power that he has and what he can do with it and how careful he has to be with it. And it all comes through in the guy's performance very well, that he seems like a very innocent, kind person, but he's got the weight of the world on his shoulders all the time. So it's a great performance, man. The guy really nails it.
I know when you said earnest, I was hoping you didn't mean like PHoL.
Know what I mean, Vern?
No, absolutely. I completely agree with you, El Bandito. And man, I know we're not even going to get into the DC movie universe, but how did you not let this guy be the Flash?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Every other Flash is number 2 or lower,
Chin straps are for douchebags. That's awesome.
Oh, man. But, okay, also returning this season, let's run down who's showing up. So, Candace Patton is returning as Iris West, of course, kind of his titular girlfriend there and kind of the pivot point and kind of the thing that makes him really responsible for his future, because for a lot of earlier seasons, he was very responsible for his present because so much of his past had been changed through time travel. But now, looking towards the future, he has to protect Iris. They got married last season, stuff like this. So, they're really starting a family and starting a future. So she's very pivotal to the upcoming season. And again, another phenomenal actor in a role, just killing it, man. So glad to see her coming back. But they've got a whole bevy of awesome cats coming back. We've got Danielle Panabaker coming back as Caitlin Snow. We got Carlos Valdez coming back as Cisco Ramon, the Vibe. We got Jesse L. Martin returning as Joe West, and Tom Cavanaugh returning as whoever the hell Tom Cavanaugh is in that episode, because this guy's always someone different, but I love Tom Cavanaugh. This is like my favorite addition to this show. And as far as older scientisty looking guys go, like, dude is super handsome. Come on, man.
Oh, absolutely, man. He has become such a treasure of the show. I mean, of course, his earlier reveal being, Eobard Thawne, or he took over the Doctor who looked like Eobard, and then just all the different progressions and the
multiverse versions of him and stuff.
What was it? Council of Wells or whatever?
Yeah, the Council of Wells. Yeah,
that was awesome. Oh, look at Party Man down there. I know we're going to talk about
Brandon Ruth, the Blue Beetle. Yeah, right. Dude, because they wanted him to be the Blue Beetle, but they couldn't really get the rights to it at the last minute, so they switched him to the Atom.
And they have name drop Cord Industries so often throughout all these shows. I'm just surprised they haven't really pulled for it. Like, I guess, like you said, if it is a rights thing, but man, yeah, Blue Beetle and Booster Gold, team up would be pretty awesome.
Heck yeah, man. But so this is Flash's like core team. Joe West, of course, being his dad, Cisco and Caitlin being his two partners who work, and both gained abilities throughout the course of the show and are now kind of a kick-ass team. Tom Cavanaugh usually playing H.G. Wells, the super genius who, does super genius stuff as one does.
Absolutely.
So that's his core group returning, and they're all going to show up. New additions to the cast, they have Klana Madeira, who's going to play Spencer Young, right? The character of Spin. Now, Spencer Young's Spin is a guy in comics, but they're kind of gender swapping the role here to bring her in, so that should be fun. They've also got Troy James, who he's playing Ragdoll. That's his name in comics, you know?
Yeah,
this guy is a world-class contortionist.
Oh, really? Like in real life?
Yeah, like this is really him, all twisted up like a pretzel right there. See his arms like going way off over that way somewhere and, stuff. But I saw this guy. He's on America's Got Talent. Just Google him and find him on YouTube on America's Got Talent. This dude is unbelievable. He's like a human pretzel, man. It's pretty amazing. Then on the end, we got Kyle Secor coming in as Dr. Thomas Snow. So he's playing Caitlin's father.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So they're definitely going to introduce some parental units.
Yeah, well, her mom's been featured in the show before. Remember, she worked at that other thing,
right,
and when she first became Killer Frost, they were trying to figure out, stuff with her power and things like that. So,
dude, am I mistaken? But isn't Ragdoll like typically in the comics? Doesn't he wear like a mask and stuff like that? Like, isn't he a pretty almost like Scarecrow-ish kind of character?
I have no idea who that is.
Well, I remember one comic, and I think it may have been Final Crisis, but I think like Ragdoll like literally like climbed through a sewer like line to get into somebody's apartment. I think he killed somebody or something, but maybe I'm mistaking it with Slipknot or something like that.
Yeah, I
but
don't know.
Either way, like I know that character's pretty nasty character. So
yeah, we'll have to see some more about it. So he's actually a villain. You're thinking that?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. Because like my mind immediately went to Ragman from Arrow, so I'm like, oh, he must be another good guy, Ragdoll. And I'm like, yeah, sounds like sex doll, but whatever. Okay. But then you see the actor they chose and you're like, oh yeah, this guy could very easily be a creepy villain, just because of the weird contortion-y way he moves. But he could also be a pretty epic hero because of course they've got, I don't think I even grabbed a slide to it because I totally forgot about it. But the actor playing Ralph Dibny is going to return and be a full-time cast member.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
Man. You just made my night, Bandito. I didn't see him in the notes, and I was like, man, how are they losing Ralph?
I left him out of the notes, but I did read that. And Ralph Dibny's going to be there, and they say his detective skills are going to come into major play during the upcoming season. So that should be a super ton of fun. I think I was distracted by Jessica Parker Kennedy showing up as Nora West Allen from the future.
Woo! She's coming back in time.
And, of course, she shows up being like, I've made a huge mistake.
Like most kids do. That's when they show up. They're like, hey, you might want to come take a look at this.
So Nora West Allen, right, she shows up saying she's from the future and she's made a huge mistake, and that's kind of the cliffhanger at the end of last season, leading us into this season. So they didn't give us any hints. They're not spilling the beans on anything that they might be trying to put back together, but we may have a clue here if the last season was any indication that it may have something to do with Cicada, right, who is the new villain showing up, played by Chris Klein, who most of you probably remember as American Pie's Oz. Remember he would sing the Scooby-Doo-Wop kind of thing? Yeah. In case you didn't get my pithy little banner there.
Well, definitely an interesting character choice. I know both El Bandito and I had never really read any comics with Cicada in it, so we read like a comic bio before the...
yeah, did you still have that? Did you want to read that?
I don't think I'll put the Legion of Love through that.
I'll give the quick synopsis.
Okay, go for it. Go for it. Give it to him.
So he's a cult leader who gets his powers after being struck by a bolt of lightning or something. And then he realizes that he can shoot lightning at people and kill them and control electricity. And so he realizes that he has a destiny, which is to kill the Flash because he was also struck by lightning. And only one guy could be cool enough to be struck by lightning at a time. So we're reading this and we're like, dude, this sounds insane and like super cool and original and unique. And it's a story from 2001, so it's not even particularly very old. So we were pretty jazzed, man. And we're like, wow, they're doing some wild, different stuff. So, of course, we read the show notes for the press releases of Season 5 of The Flash. And it says Cicada will not be a cult leader like in the comics. He is described as a grizzled blue-collar everyman. So I don't think he has any powers either. So he seeks to eliminate metahumans one by one to settle a family grudge. So basically the only thing he has in common is the name.
And the lightning bolt dagger.
Oh, yeah, and he did make a dagger that looks like a lightning bolt that I guess he kills people with. So maybe he'll still kill people that were saved by the Flash.
Yes.
But what's funny is, like, Supergirl just did that, like, in the last season, that they made a cult, out of people who were saved by Supergirl. So it was like so incredibly similar that I'm like, I guess maybe that's why they changed it. But
they're probably like, yeah, we really can't do it.
Maybe they could have just not went with Cicada. I don't know.
Well, big ups to our buddy Chris Hall in there. I see you throwing down a bunch of knowledge on Ragdoll.
Yeah.
He does traditionally dress up looking like a Ragdoll, but he's super flexible. He is a super villain. And, so, I mean, who knows? Maybe, just to begin with, he's going to look like a normal guy, but then he's going to take on more. Flash never seems to have a problem making their villains, like, dress kind of like more like the comic book counterparts.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy definitely looks different than the Cicada pictures that we saw.
Yeah, he kind of looks like a Hannibal Lecter, thing if he ate, plasti dip or something. That's what he would look like.
Hello, Caitlin Snow.
So that's a little weird as far as the mask goes, but that, of course, could be an early development thing, and then his character changes, much like a lot of the images we got of the Thinker last season.
Oh, yeah.
And how we never saw him kind of in full makeup stuff until right before the premiere. So who knows what's in store, but I'm just glad that it's different. We had 3 seasons of Speedsters, and now they're changing it up in the 4th and 5th season. So that's good. We don't need any more speedsters, man. So we got Nora. She's going to be doing speedster stuff as a good guy. Great. But we did lose Wally. He bounced over to Legends last season, so he wasn't around. So we'll talk about him when we talk about Legends in a little bit.
But
to wrap it up for The Flash, we got to tell you guys, there's a Killer Bee story, right? With the inclusion of Kyle Secor as Dr. Thomas Snow, right? They're going to be exploring Caitlyn's backstory, right? Now, if you guys remember, there's a few hints in the last season that she may have had either the split personality or her actual abilities before all of the stuff with the reactor happened. So she has some memories of like getting hurt as a kid, or maybe hit by a bicycle or while she was on a bicycle or something. So both parents are set to return in the upcoming season to help seek out her past and dig into that story more. And I have to say, I love this character. I think she's great. I think whoever does that voice modulation for her, like, I want to get that guy to do one of those ASMR series for me. I love that. I could listen to her talk all day as Killer Frost.
She is definitely a really cool character. I mean, like, I remember reading a lot of like the old Suicide Squad comics, and she would always be a character that would jump in there, but she was always very one-dimensional. The show definitely brings on different scenarios and stuff that she has to go through with the split personality and stuff. So
definitely. And I like the leaving our post-it note things. Very, 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 very much picked up over there in Iron Fist, right?
Oh, you know it, man. You know it. We'll have to save the Iron Fist talk for another night.
No doubt, man. No doubt. We can't help but squeeze a little bit of Marvel stuff in our all DC show, right?
Hey, just so you guys know, this shirt actually says, I need help from Boyle. Like, it actually says that.
We'll post a photo of it later, man. But that's right, because I was like, dude, wear that because people can see it, but they can't read it. But we'll post a photo as soon as the show's done, man. But all right, last but not least, we got the theme of the season they announced is legacy. Is it better for the Flash to be a good Flash or to be a good dad? Interesting premise, man. Very, very cool idea. Very cool theme to have for the length of the show. So throw down in the comments. What do you think? Is it more important to be a good Flash or more important to be a good dad so that people can always have a somewhat mediocre Flash rather than having an Eobard Thawne in the future?
There you go.
That's going to wrap things up for The Flash, man. So can't wait to check that out. That show's actually the first to premiere, kicking off. I think it's actually next Tuesday. I kept posting next Monday, but I just meant like it starts, October 8th. But October 9th, I think, is the air date for The Flash.
Gotcha, guys. Is that a Monday night show?
No, it's a Tuesday night show.
Okay.
October 9th should be Tuesday.
Oh, that's true. Okay, I wanted to make sure it wasn't going toe-to-toe with the Power Hour alone.
Well, they'd kill our ratings, right? Hell, I'd be out there watching it. I wouldn't be here. No, it's all good, man. But what do you say we bounce over to some PoDunk news and fill all these beautiful people in on all the exciting, nerdy stuff going on in our world today?
Let's do it.
Good so far. You want to take that jacket off? I feel like it's hot, right?
Oh, yeah, man. Boiler Queen's, getting a little more comfortable here, kind of relaxing. Okay, I think that's about it.
I want to take my shirt off, too. Oh, okay. No. All right. You're just unzipping a bit there. That's fine.
Oh, man. Well,
I'll unzip, too.
If it's the first night you guys checking us out, this is PoDunk News, where we tell you all the crazy stuff that's going on in the PoDunk world right now.
Look at that. I gotta address Chris Hall's comment. Superheroes always make sucky parents. Never was this more true than in Superman Returns. The all-American superhero ditching his kid for 5 years and not paying a cent of, child support.
Man,
so, there you go.
Man.
That's the Man of Steel.
Parents.
All right, starting off tonight, we got a farewell kiss for Kiss.
Oh, yeah, man. After 45 years in the business, Kiss has announced its end-of-the-road world tour. According to the original Kiss members, Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons, which are the only ones that still are with the band, this is going to be the last time to catch the wild Kiss stage show with all the pyrotechnics and lights and Detroit Rock Cities and party all night longs and all that great time. I've seen Kiss a few times. They're an awesome band to see live. You should definitely see it once before they shut it down. But Kiss has been criticized, being that they have previously done farewell tours like back in 2001. But that was actually the original lineup of the band. It was including Peter Criss and Ace Frehley. So since then, they haven't been part of the band. So I guess that whole farewell was to those guys. But, these guys in Kiss, they seem to really like money, and they make a lot of it. And they make a lot of merchandise, and they sell a lot of merchandise. Do you know Gene Simmons actually, he had empty bags that he said air guitar strings, and they made like $1 million off of that.
That's awesome.
Because it had Kiss's name. If me and El Bandito did that, nobody would buy it.
Yeah, seriously. But if you guys want to buy bags of air from us, hit us up in the comments, and we'll certainly do that. Now, JN Newton 1018, he's joining us over on Twitch, man, and he wants to know, do you think this will really be their last tour? We all know how these things go.
Man, I know Paul Stanley's like 67, but as long as Mick Jagger and the Rolling Stones are still going on tour, so can these guys. I mean, they're like 10 years older than these guys. So I think they could be back. I
like Chris Hall says, they'll be back in the Rollin' in the Dough reunion tour.
Probably, man. It'll just be Gene Simmons.
You know what I think? I think it will be the last time that they're ever on tour, but I think they will play shows.
Oh, okay.
So they'll play one night here, one night there, and a special thing, and make a ton of money. Like,
hey, 45 years though. That's quite an achievement.
Yeah. And when was the last time they wrote a new song that you remember? 45 years ago. So everything he knows off like the first 3 albums.
Oh, that's funny, man. No, well, we'll have to see, but I would say if you ever wanted to see Kiss, you better catch it, because who knows? I mean, one of them could be their last kiss, like you said.
Yeah, so kisses goodbye right there. Kiss, kiss, bang, bang, right? But dude, we look so good in the newsroom. The picture always looks so good in the newsroom. We should just do the whole show here.
Oh, yeah, man. No, so what else is on?
We got a 23-year-old classic coming at you, man. Tell them about it, Senior Bull.
Oh, man. Well, Sony announced that they're set to launch the PlayStation Classic towards the end of the year. It comes with 20 preloaded games, including Final Fantasy VII, Ridge Racer, Jack Flash, and more. Now, if you had the PlayStation when it first came out, it came with these little demo discs. And it was kind of fun because you got to try out some of the games, just like if you had like a PC. I remember playing this Jack Flash game, and I don't know, maybe I just didn't get into like the full game, and I'm like, who would play this? So for this to take up one of the like 20 games, like I'm kind of like, oh, come on. So I can't wait to see what else they put on.
Dude, I can tell you, like, we got one of those Sega Genesis Classic things that came preloaded with 20 games, and it's like, what is it? 16 games you never heard of. And then Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3. Sonic and Sonic 2. And that was your 20 games.
Was Toe Jam and Earl on there?
No.
What?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
Told Jip.
Ditch it. No deal. Well, if I was gonna say
no deal.
What I would love to see on this classic PlayStation would be Silent Hill and Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. Yeah. Now, I get it. People probably put Pro Skater 1. I don't know. For me, like, Pro Skater 2, we talked about it last week. You can play as Spider-Man in that game. So, I mean, that was pretty awesome.
Let me ask you this. Is Final Fantasy VII, Ridge Racer, Jack Flash, and those, are those games that like, came out within, like, the first year or something?
No, Final Fantasy VII came out in, like, 97. The game, or the system came out in 95. Oh. It didn't initially have
so it's not that kind of... reasoning or anything.
I could see Twisted Metal being another possible game that would end up on there because that was within the first year. But it just didn't have a really big library to
Like
start.
Spyro the Dragon. Man.
Spyro, Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just waiting to acquire all the licensing for all these. So we'll have to see what they come out with next.
Yeah, maybe, but it is cool that it kind of fits in the palm of your hand, but still looks like the original one. That's kind of neat.
I know some people were a little misled because you can push the open button.
Yeah.
And people are like, dude, can I play my old PlayStation games in this?
You're like, dude, it's like this big.
If you could, though, that
like
would
a
be
CD
awesome.
is bigger than that thing. Like, come on, man. You know?
It would be pretty good. Remember those old PlayStation Slims when they were like this thin? I think they could make it happen. But
it'd have to be the size of a CD jewel case.
No,
though,
absolutely. Absolutely. It would have been an awesome feature that I think would really sell, but it probably wouldn't be the low cost of $100.
Oh, man. J.N. Newton, he's calling out Parappa the Rapper.
Oh, there you go, man. Yeah. There you go. No, there was a ton of great games on that eventually came out on PlayStation, man. Resident Evil, but Silent Hill, man, that was one of my favorites, man. Just so crazy and so sinister. Weird. It was like, oh my god.
I think I played like an hour of that game and was like, nope, this is gonna melt my brain.
Awesome. Oh, X Games, Mr. Fusion throwing that extreme sports game was pretty wild. That was
whatever happened to BMX XXX. Do you remember that game?
Oh man, that was like right in there with like the Tony Hawks and stuff. Right?
Yeah, but that was like a PlayStation 2 game.
Yeah,
that came way later, but that game was crazy.
Oh man, I know people have been waiting to talk about this.
Oh yeah, dude. We're talking about the Joker in full makeup. This is Joaquin Phoenix, right? This is a follow-up to last week's pictures of Joaquin Phoenix as Arthur Fleck, which were very creepy and weird. So here's your first look at him in full makeup from the new film. So this is totally the opinion segment of the show, but I got to take a minute to give, again, a shout-out to Kevin W. for throwing up the pics, I think, yesterday or the day before, over in the Legion of Love, man. So if you haven't, head over to our Facebook page, join the Legion of Love, man. It'll send us, an interested in joining the group. We're going to approve you, man. It's fine. We want everybody in there. So throw us a request to join, and you guys can stay up to date on these things as they happen. But we did want to we kind of wanted to save our opinion for tonight because we knew we were already going to talk about this. And I have to say, I think one of my favorite comments on the thread came from Bridget R. out there, who was saying that she's like, man, like, let's not stifle progression of characters and development and stuff. And I 100% agree with that, man. When Heath Ledger came out in The Dark Knight, like, no one was expecting the Joker to go there, and he was off the rails, super freaking cool, super dark, super, like, psychotic, and it worked. They made the character something new and interesting. So, the amazing Brando did our awesome intro and all the songs that we used throughout the show. He also called it by posting on there saying, like, hey, why don't we see how the guy acts? Let's see how he portrays the Joker, because that's equally, or not equally, but obviously way more important than how he looks is how he portrays. How does he make you feel when he's the Joker? Does he feel like the Joker? So what are your thoughts on it, Senor Bull?
I don't hate the makeup. I know I kind of threw a little bit of this down in the Legion of Love, but I mean, it wasn't what I expected. Like, I was thinking the more traditional, Joker would have been better. But like I really have to kind of side with Brando on that too, where I want to see how he acts. And someone else, it may have been also Kevin W. or Brando, or maybe I know Chris Hall was also jumping in on that. Someone posted a video of him actually like walking out of a train. And he did kind of have that Joker walk.
Yeah, he's got a good swagger.
Yeah, like almost like that. Like you'd always see him kind of moving around in the animated series. How he was just kind of like really kind of animated, not just because he was animated, but But I like
lively.
Lively. I like the costume. I know we were talking about it before the show. I think it's. I know we try not to do this because it's almost like always being like, well, that's almost just being like, oh, the new Star Wars movies are great because they're better than prequels. But I mean, I think anything's better than Jared Leto. It was so bad, Oh, you mad?
All right. So I got to throw out my opinions on it, man. First of all, the Pagliotti inspired makeup, I think it sends the wrong message. To me, that's a very crybaby, sad clown, weird-looking thing. But how they portray it on screen may take it into this sad, dark portrayal that's going to be awesome. So again, the story development here is going to be the most important thing. But my hope for this is that this story, this movie is going to begin with the sad clown Pagliotti makeup and end with the traditional Joker makeup, because he went from being a sad clown to being a mad clown.
Oh, yeah.
That would be a dope progression to see throughout the course of the film. But you actually mentioned this to me, and I was like, holy crap, you're 100% right. In The Dark Knight, the first time we see the Joker, he's wearing a mask. And that mask is a Pagliotti mask with this sort of makeup. So this may be exactly what we're saying, an homage in the beginning of the film to the sad clown becoming the mad clown. So this makeup may not really be the final makeup. But all that said, I really like the idea. I love the progression of the character. I love where it's going. I love that they're trying something different that's within the same wheelhouse of the classic character. It's not a total 180. It's not some thug life dumb shit, you know. But what I really don't like, what just blows my mind and bugs the crap out of me, right? Why is his color scheme different?
Yeah.
Like, stick with the purple, stick with the black, stick with the green, the orange, the blue. Like, how did he get, like, this kind of reddish-looking suit? Like, that just... it makes my brain hurt.
I got the answer, El Bandito. And it comes from Spaceballs. Merchandising. They want to sell Halloween masks with this on. You know, like they I think they almost feel like they have to reinvent it, but they don't. You're right.
Yes.
They could just, do it with the green hair and at least kind of have the, like you said, the traditional colors. But yeah, like you said, maybe we'll get something towards the end of the film that's more. Maybe he'll take an acid bath and he won't just be painted. He'll be.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind the painted. I really like the painted aspect of the Joker more than the acid face burn thing where they give him a permanent smile. Like, I never liked that about the Nicholson thing, was the permanent smile. It always just comes off as weird. I saw they did that in Gotham now, and I'm like, that's too much. Scale it back. He looks weird. He's got to be able to look mad sometimes or he's not scary.
But you see what he has to work with you. the plastic surgeon.
So it is kind of a burgundy. I seen JN, he's down there saying, it looks kind of purple to me. It is, but it's teetering into this burgundy quality. And, like, the news doesn't do the big screen. I got to add that in here, man. But I wish I could blow this up big. His shirt has these little triangles on it, the blue shirt. And I'm like, dude, it's 100% like Rocco's Modern Life's t-shirt. And I'm like, that's the jam. I like that because that's the kind of weird, crazy shit the Joker should be doing. So
he should be funny. Too. I know Brando said that. He's like, we haven't really gotten a funny Joker since Nicholson. You know,
I mean, I thought Heath Ledger was funny, but that's a kind of messed up sort of funny. But it's that funny that's like,
well, there was definitely some stuff where you're like, oh, that's pretty good. I could see the Joker doing that, but. Like, he's the clown prince of crime. You got to kind of be a clown.
I think the bottom line is that the Joker should be having fun.
Yeah.
That's kind of a big thing where, like, Jared Leto never really seemed like he was having fun as much as he was just a nutcase, Like, he would laugh at shit that was going on, but it wasn't funny or interesting. He was just laughing because he was a nut, So, I don't know. But that's my take on it. For the most part, like we always do, we're going to hold back the majority of our opinion until we see the performance. Because, like, man, not for nothing, Heath Ledger absolutely, like, defined the phrase, don't judge a book by its cover. Because a lot of comic people out there were like, that guy doesn't look like the Joker. He's too short. He's too much of a good-looking guy. He's too much of a romantic actor. And then, boom, he blew everybody away. And we were like, outstanding, bro. With the exception of Party Man Will, the one guy in the universe who hates that movie. But whatever.
But hey, we all can say much love to Mark Hamill. I know we when talking about the Flash, I wanted to definitely say I would love to see Mark Hamill, come back and reprise as the Jester again. That was
no doubt. Jan Newton down there, man. He's got another excellent point here. He says that a lot of the times these films will go through a sort of a color palette editing. So this may be something where the suit looks kind of reddish, but once they do their final cut to it, it'll give it more of a purple tint. Could be.
That's a good point. Yeah, because I mean, it looked like even the video that they posted was like on someone's cell phone.
Yeah.
So it's like, there's definitely no. I mean, this movie just like went into production like at the beginning of the month. I'm surprised it's moving, but Warner Brothers is trying to pump that out.
Look at something good. We're doing something good that you'll like. I think I will like this. Like I was very nervous about Joaquin Phoenix and the whole idea of doing a separate Joker movie that didn't have anything to do with the Joker and Harley Quinn movie that they're also making.
Yeah, that's kind of
so that seemed a little weird to me, but I kind of like everything that this movie's doing. It's heading in a better direction. So like you said, we can't go the Star Wars route and be like, it's great because the last one sucked. No, we have to judge it on its own merit. Does it stand alone by itself?
I know that little creepy video they put out where you saw him without the makeup and they were playing that old, I think the song's called Laughing. And it like kind of just slowly but surely was transforming and finally just like kind of see him smile. But then like the last scene, like his smile just turns to like a grimace. Like I was like, that's pretty creepy stuff, man. Like this guy could be really scary. But like you said, hopefully he has some of that funniness in him. I see Katie D down there. She's saying Jack was the best. I'm about to go with Cesar Romero. No, I'm just kidding. Mark Hamill's definitely the best Joker.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I'll still give Heath Ledger the second for me. I don't like Jack Nicholson very much as the Joker. I don't know. I didn't. That one didn't do it for me.
All right. Well, we definitely had our Joker hour. No,
I know. No more tears for all you fanboys out there. It's probably going to be good. So just, reserve your judgment. Of course, the classic look here. Here's the Arthur Fleck and a comic book version of the Joker that has been mostly unchanged for 70 years.
Yes.
So, again, the color palette seems weird to change, but hey, we'll see what they do with it, man. I'm excited to see something different and new and exciting.
Well, I just want to throw it out there real quick. Sorry, I know we just jumped in.
Okay.
But if she happens to watch this episode, Athena Finger, we would love to hear what you think of the new Joker's, makeup and such, his look.
Yeah. Send us a private message and everything like that. And, or post it on the Legion of Love or whatever. So.
Absolutely. If you guys don't know who Athena Finger is, that's the granddaughter of Bill Finger, who co-created Batman, the Joker, Gotham City, all that stuff. Go watch Batman and Bill on Hulu. It's awesome. But moving on to some other news. What's going on here, El Bandito?
Yeah, unfortunately, Telltale Games is shutting down, man. Laid off 225 of their 250-plus employees, announces a majority studio closure. So they're down to only about 25 to 30 employees now. They're, of course, known for their narrative, chapter-driven games set in the worlds of Walking Dead, Batman, Minecraft, Borderlands, and many other franchises, right? So it's closing their doors after 14 years, and it's actually canceled the production of The Wolf Among Us Part 2 and a Stranger Things Telltale game.
Wow.
So we're missing out on some really awesome stuff here with this closure.
To not be able to stick around, as popular as Stranger Things is right now, I know they have like a universal, the Halloween Horror Nights has it. Everyone's waiting for season 3. I'm just not sure what happened here with Telltale, man. Like it seemed like they were right in their prime. And I know I said earlier to you is like a lot of developers that developed some of those early adventure games, Maniac Mansion, Day of the Tentacle, they went to go work for Telltale. So it's almost like, well, where are those guys now gonna, filter out to? But maybe hey, one door closes, another one opens.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So hopefully these people will get spread out across the gaming community, which is exactly what CEO PHoL said when he released a statement that I'm kind of going to paraphrase here because it was very long. So he said, "We released some of our best games and content this year. We received a tremendous amount of positive feedback, but ultimately that did not translate into sales. So with a heavy heart, we watch our friends leave today to spread our brand of storytelling across the gaming industry."
There you go, man. Like we said, one door closes, another one opens.
Yeah.
And, man, these guys, they can tell a story. So wherever they land, they're going to be a good fit.
Now we're going to throw them some love. Our hearts go out to all the people Telltale who made a bunch of awesome games that I know me and Senior Bull have played. And guess what, guys? Now that you're leaving that studio, you get to telltale your own lives. So
there you go.
Choose your next adventure.
The next chapter.
Yeah. Hopefully it won't be just what do they call that? The instance when you push the button.
Oh, button mashing?
No. The it's like an event.
The action events.
I forget what they call it. One of you gamer people know. Jan Newton probably knows. He's probably like, God, this guy's talking talk show on Twitch, doesn't know gaming. I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on that.
I know what you're thinking of, like the cinematic events.
It's like a time event thing, and you have to do
stop time event. Yeah.
Something like that, man. I don't know. It's like the least favorite thing in games, which is why I don't remember the name of it. So.
Yeah, I remember it was in Resident Evil 4, and everyone was like, "What?" Still.
Is it QuickTime events?
QuickTime.
Is that what they call it? QuickTime event? I should have known it was related to an Apple thing. Apple products out there, QuickTime. But no, Telltale had a lot of that in their earlier games. I don't know if they stuck with that through a lot of the later ones. I think they kind of had to because it was sort of the narrative function. But I always enjoyed it in their games because that was the game. It was like a choose your own adventure game.
Yeah, but you could still like walk around as Batman and do
Yeah.
your detective stuff. So I mean,
Yeah.
it had all those different. But you're right. Yeah, the fights were usually like
Yeah.
press Y, press A.
Yeah,
you
it
know,
wasn't
stuff
like Rise, where you're like literally doing melee combat, and then it's like do a quick time event and tap a button. Oh, no, this is dumb. I don't want to do that.
There you go, Chris Hall. He may have it right there.
I wonder how many millions were lost on pirating. Yeah, maybe, man. Hey, that's why I support consoles, dude. Yeah, just buy a CD, download the game. I guess it's getting easier to pirate consoles all the time now, but it didn't used to be.
Absolutely, man. Well, like you said, there's always going to be those cats out there. Just because they can do it the easy way, they're going to do it that way.
Yeah.
But us guys that love gaming and stuff, you got to put forth the cash and support these guys because they're not, they're making money on nothing. They gotta pay somehow. So
Yeah, absolutely,
it's a real
man.
shame.
Yeah, and talking about throwing some money out to the community, man, let's talk about some local love. Like we said, we spent this last Saturday out there, Big Brothers Big Sisters Bowl for Kids' Sake, where they honored 30 pillars of the community for 30 years of service that they did here in St. Lucie, Indian River, and Okeechobee counties. One of the people they honored, of course, being our friend Captain Joel, who joined us and did some live feeds. All that stuff is archived on our Facebook page, so feel free to head over there, and you can check out some of the stuff where we meet some city officials and things like that. It's a super ton of fun. But while we were there, like we said, we met someone from the United Way. So we met Karen Knapp, who's one of the directors, one of the heads over there at the United Way of St. Lucie County. And she let me know that this weekend they're doing a day of caring, right? So basically what this is you have to head over to their website now. You can just go over to Facebook, and I'll link you right over. And you sign up for this event that's this Saturday. It's September 29th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Riverwalk Center in the city of Fort Pierce. Right, so the Riverwalk Center. It's at 600 North Indian River Drive. Now, what this is it's a partnership program where you come in and sign up as a volunteer, and they partner you with a charity that's looking for volunteers. So if you've been looking to do some volunteer work, to get some community service, maybe for college or something like that, or, just because you want to help out your community, man, head out there and check out this event, sign up for it, and they'll place you with charities that are looking for people just like you, probably with skills that you have, right? So help the United Way kick off their annual St. Lucie County United Way fundraising campaign. The Day of Caring connects volunteers with local nonprofits here in St. Lucie County for a day of doing good. It's a single day of service that you're signing up for, right? And this reminds us of the differences that we can make when we all live united, right? So for more information on this, or to volunteer, you can head over to their website, which is www.unitedwayslc for St. Lucie County, and it's a .org, right? Or you can call Roxanne Wells at 772-464-5300, who her name was on the website, so I hope it's okay we threw it out there, and her phone number and stuff. Hopefully that's an office over there, not like her cell phone. She's been getting blown up all night now.
Hey, man, if it's all about bringing the unite, uniting everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, I'm sure she doesn't want to unite everybody at 3 a.m. in the morning, but definitely, you guys, wait till 8 and definitely hit her up. I'm sure she'd love to hear from you.
Absolutely, guys. And this is some unity for the community, right? Wasn't that one of your catchphrases?
You know it, man. I have to say, Captain Joel coined that phrase. Like we said, we were celebrating him earlier. And, yeah, just being at that event got us introduced to these wonderful people over at the United Way. And we're very happy to be able to help spread the love about their event.
Absolutely, man. So if you guys know about a charity event, or you're hosting one, or a regular event, even a for-profit one, let us know over here at the Power Hour of Love. Shoot us a private message, throw it up on our page, throw it in the Legion of Love, man. We invite you guys to create a community where we can all find out about the awesome things that we're all doing, man. That's what it's all about, spreading the love, baby.
You know it, man. It's not just about us. It's about all of you out there, too. But, man, oh, man, I know people have been telling me, they're like, man, I love the headline section that you guys do during the events. Or during the news.
Well, cool, man. They're going to be excited because it's coming up right now.
Oh,
Time for the headline. We should get a little jingle for headlines, right? Get a headline jingle.
Absolutely.
You just get Al Stowe's old thing where it's like, what does everybody want?
Headlines. I love it. Well, we're going to pound through these because we still got a lot of DC shows to talk about. Thank you guys for staying with us in the after hours. So let's hit them up, Al Bandito. What's going on?
Absolutely, guys. All right, the headlines are our rapid fire stuff. These are the most popular stories of the week that you can probably Google just as fast as we can tell you about them. So we're just going to give you the headlines.
Oh, yeah, man. I know a party man Will's still staying up late with us. I know he's going to be stoked to hear about this. 343 Studios say that Halo 6, now it has been announced that it is going to be actually a numeric number,
Sequel,
which I know that was one of the ones that he was worried about. It will not contain loot boxes, as they want to stay traditional.
Yeah.
So, hey, I think that's awesome. I love the Halo series. I was a little bit of a late one to the party.
Yeah.
But, man, once I started playing them, I just couldn't stop. So can't wait to see what Halo 6 brings to the table.
Absolutely, man. And trying to ride the coattails of Joaquin Phoenix, man, the writers of the Joker and Harley Quinn movie have come out to describe the film as a mix between Bad Santa and the series This Is Us.
Huh.
I don't see how that goes together or is good at all. But whatever. They threw it out there. Go read about it if you want. Sounds like a waste of time.
Oh, man. True Detectives Carrie Fukunaga is set to direct James Bond 25. The film will star Daniel Craig, and it's due to be released in spring 2020. Now, real quick, I just want to say, I know that Carrie had actually wrote the screenplay for the movie It that came out last year, but they had to change a lot of it because they felt that he was like kind of leaning more of the sexual tension stuff that was going on throughout the story. So
it works in a Bond film, man. He's banging chicks every 10 seconds.
That's what I was going to say. Maybe that will lend more to James Bond.
I'm glad the franchise is carrying on. I'm glad to see Daniel Craig giving it one last hoorah, man. So I can't wait for 2020, man. Let's check it out. Long time away, though, but good to see him attached to the project.
Oh, yeah.
Also attached to several projects, we're talking Kevin Feige, right? Disney CEO confirms that Marvel Studios head Kevin Feige, or kind of showrunner, movie runner, whatever you call the guy in his position, right?
The man.
Yeah. He is taking over the X-Men franchise as it becomes part of Disney property, right? Now, the Disney CEO also confirmed that there probably won't be any X-Men appearances for the foreseeable future, like a year or so, probably nothing in 2019, just because technically this is not even on paper yet. It's not 100% of a done deal, but as the head of Disney, he's able to kind of get people in the same room and get them planning for the future, and Kevin Feige is going to start heading that up. So, sounds pretty awesome, man.
Oh, I'm definitely stoked to see where he takes those other franchises.
Absolutely. But speaking of Disney and the Marvel Universe, it's rumored that Loki, Scarlet Witch, and other Marvel characters will get their own TV series on Disney's streaming service, right? Now, the Disney streaming service is set to launch next year, pulling all of Disney's content off of Netflix, which is weird considering the Defenders franchise totally being over there. So we'll have to see how that works out. But they did mention that Loki and Scarlet Witch are already being approached, talking Elizabeth Olsen and Tom Hiddleston for actually reprising their roles in the series. So would you watch a series with Elizabeth Olsen and with Tom Hiddleston? These are their own separate series. So Elizabeth Olsen's might also have Quicksilver and stuff, and maybe them younger, or maybe her in Vision with Paul Bettany. Who knows, man?
I think it sounds like a really cool idea.
Yeah, I would definitely watch a bunch more Loki stuff, man. Show us what happened in that year he was gone. From the end of Thor 1 to the beginning of Avengers, something went down that messed that dude up, and I want to know what it is.
And man, you gotta just imagine everyone loves his character so much that this is kind of like a power play by Disney to be like, hey, if just in case you didn't want to be able to watch all those past movies, we're gonna get some exclusive content for you guys coming on this service. So
no
I think
doubt,
it's a great
man.
idea.
So big ups to Loki's army out there.
All right.
That'll wrap it up for the news.
All right, man, let's get back in. We still got 2 shows to talk about. We're going to power through them and have a lot more fun with you guys. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, man. So are we going to hit this and hit it hard then?
Let's rock and roll, man. You guys hit the comments, too. You let us know what you think about what we're talking about, but we're going to keep things rolling. You know, thank you guys so much for partying up with us late night here at the Power Hour, and we love you.
Man, I'm talking about this is my sleeper show, man. So when I started watching it, was like, this sucks. I don't like it at all. And then very quickly I was like, I love this. I don't want to watch any of the other shows except this one, man. And you're going to be surprised because everyone knows how much I love Legends, and that's my all-time favoriteest show. But man, Supergirl is stealing my heart, bro. This show is just doing it for me. Season 3 was killer, man. So Season 4 is going to premiere October 14th. So just a few weeks away. And man, they have just got a lot of cool stuff coming out this season. They did a lot of really neat stuff last season with the the Legion of Superheroes from the future, you know, and just all the shit that happened in the 3rd season. You guys know what it is. Let's not waste time with that. Let's move on to the 4th season, right?
Oh, yeah.
So we got Melissa Benoist, who does pronounce her name like that, which is weird. But Melissa Benoist kills it as Supergirl. She has that total sweet innocence like we're talking about. And if you ever notice, man, if you watch some of the crossover events that they do, her and Brandon Ruth share totally a ton of the same mannerisms. And I don't know if they do that on purpose or just because they're both kind of dorky people in real life. But they do, and they look like they could be cousins. It's super fun. But she kills it as Supergirl. What do you think?
Man, you know, I have to admit that I have never really stuck on to this show, but being that I'm a fan of all the other shows, I do occasionally catch an episode or two because they do those big crossover events. Mm-hmm. I think she's great for the role. You know, like you said, I think a lot of the stuff that they kind of put her through that I've seen in the show is interesting. I really need to just sit down and watch it now that there's like 3 seasons that I can just binge watch. You know, I think I just had so much stuff to watch when this came out. I was like, okay, that one's getting cut.
Oh man, look at this. Bishop's down there booing Supergirl. Are you booing Supergirl, dude? You're gonna have to explain that comment, bro.
But Captain Joel isn't booing. He's saying Supergirl has been great. So.
No doubt, man. So first and foremost, I'm gonna get the bad news out of the way. Chris Wood, Mon-El, not returning for the 4th season. His storyline kind of finished up there in season 3, and he went back to the future. So he's gone. That kind of sucked. I was really starting to dig on this character. It had a super weird costume with no symbol on it, but still looked kind of like a reverse Superman suit. Cool costume. Kind of weird, but cool. But I was digging the guy. His story arc was so good. His character really developed so much. We really got to see a lot of his character. And I don't really care much for his relationship with Supergirl as much as him. And him learning how to be a superhero and how to be a better person. And that's almost like, holy crap, I wish I could show that lesson to a million and different people that I meet throughout the day of just how to be a good person.
Oh, man, totally. You know,
what was the guy? I don't even remember this guy.
I don't think.
Oh, man, I like passed you the rock, and you're like, yeah. Seems cool.
Bye. See ya. Mon-El. The Legion is definitely Chris Hall says too dumbed down for me. Joel says they introduced a lot of fun characters.
Like so don't worry, Chris Hall. I'm going to tell you what I like about the show because there's a super ton of dumb stuff in here, and I'm definitely with you. So like I'm going to go over it, but I wrote so much stuff for this segment, and we're already over the hour. I know Senior Bull's like, we're doing, you know. So I'm going to try to get through some of it. So let's just blast through a little bit.
Got to talk about legends.
I know. Kyler Lee reprising her role as Alex. She's fantastic. Has a badass haircut in the new season. I think is super hot. Kind of shaved her head, but she's running around with this weird like Ghostbuster pack. I don't know what's going on there, but she's the new head of the DEO, so that's pretty cool. We'll have to see what goes down as she takes charge. They've also got David Harewood returning as the Martian Manhunter. They've got Jeremy Jordan as Wynn is actually gone. So he went to the future with Mon-El. So he's also gone, which is great because his character, who was the guy that's like, oh, I like Supergirl and blah, blah, he sucked in the first season. He got a little bit better in the second, and the 3rd season you didn't even need him. So it makes sense that he's gone now, right? McCad Brooks, who plays Jimmy Olsen, that's this guy here. He is staying, playing Guardian. I also think he doesn't really need to be there. None of his storylines are really super helpful, but the fact that he hooked up now with Lena Luthor over there, bam, is kind of keeping him stuck around. So I'm glad she's back. Her character, again, is really great. In the 3rd season, her whole arc where she starts off as friends with Supergirl and Kara and then ends being like enemies kind of with Supergirl, but Kara's trying to be friends with her. So, you know, it's like, it's so stupid that she can have a conversation this close and is like, oh, you're not the person that I just saw 20 seconds ago. But it's still interesting in the fact that she's like, hey, I don't like Supergirl. Why is it so important for Supergirl to be friends with me? And Supergirl's like, well, because we're actually friends when I'm the other person. And that's kind of an interesting concept, so I do like that. So we'll have to see where that goes, and there's some cool developments with that we're going to get to in a little bit. But Joining the cast kind of for this season, they've got Jesse Rath is sticking around as Brainiac 5. He was a little bit in the last season, but now he's a full-time character kind of taking Wynn's place as the smart tech guy who, again, we don't need. It's Supergirl. Just punch him in the face. They've got Nicole Maines coming in as Naya Now, and Dreamer, Naya Now, a.k.a. Dreamer, right? So she's the first transgender hero to be appearing in one of these shows, and she's a prophet, so she can kind of like see the future and stuff like that. And I have to say, like, for a transgender woman, this chick is super good looking. I'm like, what's up? They've also got April Parker Jones coming in as Colonel Haley, and David Ajala coming in as Manchester Black, which has to be one of the coolest names, but kind of on the nose for the cast a black guy for it. Seemed weird. But Manchester Black is just a dope name. Like, say that. It sounds cool to say it.
Manchester Black.
It's a cool-ass name, man. All right.
I agree.
No spoilers now. I haven't watched season 3. Come on.
Oh, man.
All right, we'll do the best we can. We're only talking about what's happening in season 4. But we just told you that like 5 people were gone, so I hope that didn't hurt. Okay, so spoiler, the Martian Manhunter has turned into a pacifist for season 5. Following the events of things that we won't discuss too much with his father, he decides to hang it up as the head of the DEO, passes that on to Alex, and he just became like Jules from Pulp Fiction. He decided to walk to Earth. Yeah, and he's going to get into adventures like Martian Manhunter did for the couple hundred years before he joined the DEO. But it's weird, and took on the persona of Hank Henshaw and stuff, right? But what's weird to me is he's one of the most powered people. Like, he's the only person that Kara can really call on, that Supergirl can really call on to come and help him out. And they're like, we got to get rid of this guy. He's too powerful, man. He can, like, read minds. He's, like, incorporeal. He's like the Vision, you know? Like, he's just so powerful. We have to find something for him to do that makes him not want to fight.
They're like,
you know?
Hey, Martian Manhunter, get the hell out of here.
I think he needs to stick around more and do some Martian Manhunter fingers in your chest.
I am not a fan of the Martian Manhunter. I've always disliked that character.
What show was that? What movie was that where he did the fingers in the chest thing that freaked you out? He like stuck his fingers in like Superman's heart to pull out a kryptonite bullet or something.
It was an animated,
so
it was an animated one. Yeah, Party Man Will was showing it to me. I'm like, dude, look how creepy that looks. I'm like, how do you like this guy?
But I think the actor's phenomenal. I think his arc as kind of the father figure to the 2 girls is very well put out. I think Supergirl is a very family show. You know, Flash is kind of the show about friends. Arrow's the show about yourself, and Supergirl is the show about family. So I like how they're kind of hitting all those dynamics, all those corners of what it is to be a well-rounded person. But, man, going super hardcore, they've got the super core story coming out as part of season 4 here, where Katie McGrath, of course, is returning as Lena Luthor, and we're just kind of like, yo, is this like kind of a Luthor-powered suit? You know, like they've several times in the show made it a point to say that Supergirl can't breathe in outer space like Superman does.
Okay.
So is this suit something like that? Is she going to be doing outer space stuff? Is she going to be underwater? Who knows, man? It seems pretty wild. But they do feature this suit pretty heavily in the trailer for it, which the trailer is kind of messed up, man, because the trailer for season 4 has a bunch of clips from season 3. And the guy they have doing the narration totally sounds like Chris Wood, you know, Mon-El, but it's not him. And they show clips of him, but he's not in the 4th season. And then they show clips from the 3rd season. It's like, I don't know why they chose to do that, but whatever.
It's called the bait and switch.
Yeah. This is featured a lot, though. This suit with no kind of idea of A, who's in it, because it may not be Supergirl, and B, what it's for. So that'll be an interesting development. But I think most notably what people are really hanging on to check out in the 4th season is the Red Daughter arc, right? So this, of course, is based off the 2003 Red Sun miniseries that they did.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
That's cool.
So again, kind of a little bit of a spoiler, but the cliffhanger from last season at the very end, it wasn't really connected to the rest of the story, so it's not too much of a spoiler. But Supergirl appeared as a doppelganger in Siberia, right? This is most likely a result of Kara using the Harnell to reverse time at kind of the end of the season. So sort of weird stuff going on there, but it may be a dual Supergirl, and we may have a Supergirl to Supergirl battle.
Oh, man.
Which may be pretty cool. So after seeing Supergirl fight herself in last year's Crisis on Earth X.
Yes, I was just thinking about that.
Yeah, this might be really cool and really done well. So it kind of surprises me that there's so many other kind of story arcs still wrapped up in season 4, because that seemed like worthwhile enough.
Absolutely, man. No, like you said, with whenever you have these two, the same actor fighting each other, I mean, that's just an interesting concept. But like you said, we did kind of see it already, but that Red Sun story, I know I've heard so much about it, so if they're going to adapt it to the TV, I think that's pretty fun.
Oh, Jimmy Z, I burned all the spoilers for you. Sorry, man. But
you,
Chris Hall, ever notice the Martian Manhunter is always getting his ass kicked in the animated series?
Oh, that's why I love those animated features. Yes. Yes.
Man.
I just want to set them on fire.
It says Manchester Black was a psychopath in the comics and a white guy.
Oh, wow. There you go.
That's interesting. I think someone just read that, some casting director, and was like, oh, they must mean black guy. Get a black guy. That's like, what was it? Blacktop Cassidy.
Yeah, that's...
Hey, I'm white Wade Wilson.
That was a great line. I mean, that whole movie was really good, but that line was just killed.
Marvel stuff sneaking in, push it back out. Okay. All right, so moving on from there, we've got Liberty Super Primed. That's right. Agent Liberty will be appearing in season 4 here as kind of the major bad guy. So this is Smallville's Sam Witwer, right? And he's joining the show to play Benjamin Lockwood, right? And he's going to be very different from the comics, right? In the comics, he's got powers and all this stuff, right? So it's described in season 4 that Agent Liberty, right? He's part of the Children of Liberty, that he starts a hate group and a human first world order, so that that world is very populated by aliens, right?
Okay.
But all this bad stuff has been happening. People attack it. All these aliens attack it all the time. So this guy is starting a movement, kind of a cult, to go out and take out aliens and get rid of them. We don't want them on our planet anymore.
Okay. Starting to make more sense why they changed that guy from The Flash.
Yeah, and it seems a little weird that he's called Agent Liberty, but he doesn't want to give people aliens any justice. He wants to get rid of them. So it's almost like, ironic, I guess his name would be.
Hey, well, that Dr. Destiny guy that we were talking about, he's a villain.
Yeah.
I mean, if I heard Dr. Destiny, I'm like, I go talk to that guy.
Yeah.
He's going to tell me, like, where to go. Now, it just control me and make me do weird shit.
Yeah, he steals your destiny from you. But the showrunners are saying that, like Rain in season 3, Agent Liberty's not just going to be a mustache-twirling one-dimensional villain. They've promised that Supergirl, the show Supergirl, will see the forces that make him who he is and why.
Oh, well, definitely. It seems like very interesting.
Yeah.
This is its 4th season, right?
Yes.
So it's really cool to see how the show's developed and where it's gone. Like I said, I remember that stuff you were talking about, like Hank Henshaw and it really be Martian Manhunter. I remember that from season 1, and it's just like, yeah, it's cool to see that they're trying to adapt these other Superman stories but do it as Supergirl. Now, where's Superman at? That's what I want to ask.
Yeah, well, they did say that he's not listed as part of the normal cast.
Okay.
Right? But there is an episode, I think the 3rd one of the season, that's literally titled Man of Steel.
Oh,
so they
okay.
believe he will have an episode, an appearance in that episode.
I know he's been on the show before, but I hadn't heard anything in a while.
Yeah. So, okay, Chris Hall, here's the part that you're going to love, man, because the season's focus will be on hope versus fear, which is stronger, right? So here's Agent Liberty just inciting fear and this sort of hate group to do bad stuff, and how Supergirl and, the House of L stands for hope. I always hated that, but whatever. They're using it in something worthwhile. Although it sounds an awful lot like they're just stealing that from Green Lantern's will versus fear stuff. But whatever. There's no good Green Lantern stuff, so we can borrow from it for right now. But where this sucks is that it means that there's a renewed focus on Catgo and Kara using her journalism to kind of combat this hate speech. So I call it Cat Go because I wish it would go. You know, it sucks. I hate it. I hate that it's set there. I hate that it's similar to Superman in that way. It's so campy and so silly. And it's like, okay, so do Kryptonians have super journalism? Is that part of one of their superpowers? Because, like, how did she have, like, no training at all? At the beginning of the show, she, like, got coffee and stuff, and now she's going to be a journalist and combat hate speech. So the other thing that really sucks is this is bad TV. Like, last season, they did show her using her journalism to try to reach people and stuff like that. Now, with all the advent of social media, she's still writing a story in a magazine, which is so stupid to me, because now we end up with episodes that are heavily narrated. You know, and I don't like that. That's too much exposition just delivered to you in plain text. That's not right. It's lazy writing, and I think it sucks, and I don't think it has any place in the show. So having a renewed focus on this, just, oh my God, I hate that. What do you think, Senior Bull?
Well, you know, I guess, you know, not knowing a lot about Supergirl in the comics, but does she have those traits as far as we know? Like, was she ever like a journalist?
I've never seen her be a journalist, but I haven't read every Supergirl comic, but the ones I've seen now.
Well, then that definitely, like you said, like it seems like, you know how I joke and say that Arrow's the best Batman show without Batman? Like, it seems like same thing. Like, they're like, well, we can't make a Superman show, but we got Supergirl.
Yeah.
So we're going to try to make her like Superman. And like I said, I haven't watched a lot of this show, so I mean, it's really going off of my basic knowledge of what it's about. But yeah, like I agree with you, to have her do pretty much exactly what Clark Kent does.
Yeah.
It just seems like they're almost just kind of hoping. They were like, man, we really wanted to do a Superman show.
But not only that, like where they really dropped the ball here was like, they're like, oh, we're going to have a female lead the show. You know, it's Supergirl. So rather than give her a job at a newspaper or a social media outlet like Iris West had, you know, where she does social media stuff and it makes sense.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, let's put her in like a magazine company and it could have like a giant cat in it. And you're like, dude, this is so like campy. It's so like almost like someone had the last minute idea, like, let's try to catch some Devil Wear Prada fans, you know, in here. And it just didn't work at all for me, and it doesn't work. So maybe they're going to jazz it up a bit and change it up a bit. In season 3, Lena Luthor buys Catco and like starts running it. So they ousted Callista Flockhart, right? But it's like that has some potential for going somewhere cool. But I'd really love to see her take more of a J. Jonah Jameson route and just be like, yep, hate Supergirl. I'm going to publish that all the time. Kara, I want you to write it. Like, that would be hilarious, you know?
And she knows that Kara's Supergirl?
No, she doesn't.
Oh, okay. Okay, so that is kind of funny. I'd like that.
Yeah. So
awesome.
Let us know what you guys think. Are you guys excited about the 4th season of Supergirl? Are you excited to see a renewed focus on Catco? Are you excited to see about Agent Liberty, man? Let us know. We love your comments. We need your feedback.
Well, definitely I know something I love, man. And it isn't Supergirl, but it's this next thing we're talking about.
Oh, man, we're going to talk about Legends of Tomorrow. I am 100% with you, Senior Bull. I'm going to throw up some love right away, because this is just my absolute favorite of these whole series, man. Chris Hall, I love it. The question is fantastic. I love the question. I can't say I'm a super big Plastic Man fan. He's okay. But the question, oh, my God, that series is so good, man. Plus, his name is Charlie. You can't beat that. But Legends of Tomorrow, man, we talked about The Flash being about friendship, about Supergirl being about family, about Arrow being about the self and what you need to do to be a good person. But Legends of Tomorrow is a show that just has freaking fun, bro.
Oh, you know it, man. It's like the ragtag, like leftovers from all those other shows. It's like, let's get them in there and see what they do.
Any show that's like, Bebo loves you. I'm down with this. I'm down with, like, let's just get crazy and weird, man.
You know it, man. You know it. Now, the 3rd season was a lot of fun. Like I said, I remember when I watched the 1st season, I was kind of like, I didn't love it. But, man, that 2nd season hooked me in, and the 3rd season just it's just so much fun. They have so many things that they can kind of pull. You know, they were doing a lot of the historical characters in the 3rd season, and it was cool because they were having all these what would they call them? Anomalies or anachronisms is what they'd call them. When, you know, because they messed up time, like kind of gave all these things the opportunity to escape and just make things change. So the Legends had to fix it. But man, one of the best things I liked about season 3 is it brought back John Constantine as an occasional character.
Yeah.
But man, the big announcement is that he's coming back now as a more full-time character. So
yeah, there he is right there in the main cast, dude. Boom. Yep. This is the only cast photo I had. This had everyone. So I was like, I'm just going to use this one, you know? But yeah, we've got the majority of the cast returning. We've got Katie Lutz returning as Sarah Lance. We've got Brandon Ruth returning as Ray Palmer, the Atom. We've got Dominic Purcell returning as Mick Rory or Heatwave.
So cool.
We've got Nick Zano playing Nat Haywood or Commander Steel. Well, just Steel, I guess. Tala Ash playing Zarl Tomaz. Yeah. Okay, she was that late edition in the 3rd season. Really cool, the girl from the future.
Oh, yeah, the hacker girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
They've got Jess McCallan is returning as Ava Sharp. You remember Ava?
Yeah.
The head of the Time Bureau?
Yeah. No spoilers on that one, just in case you guys haven't seen season 4. Yeah, definitely Ava, to see where she's going to go.
But Matt Ryan definitely returning as Constantine, which is really cool. And on the villain front, man, they have got Courtney Ford returning as Nora Dark. So that's pretty cool. So this is definitely going to have sort of a kilt kind of more towards the magic and mysticism of the DC universe. So that's a lot of fun because the Legends have the ability to travel throughout time just like mythical or mystical creatures might have, and that seems to be likely what they're going to be doing battle with all season, especially with the inclusion of Constantine and him kind of being like, hey, you know, I'm joining the crew.
If they do not take this opportunity to introduce Sandman or one of his like crazy family members, like that's a complete missed opportunity right there.
Still disappointed they couldn't keep Wentworth Miller. I'm absolutely with you. I love that he always shows up for some guest starring appearances and stuff like that. And I love Brandon Ruth too, man. That guy just crushes it. And he seems like a super nice guy. Like you see a lot of press about him just being a generally good person. So I dig that, man. But we also mentioned a little bit earlier that, Wally West, Kid Flash, had moved over here. He's played by Keenan Lonsdale.
Still has a chin strap.
Yeah, he does. And the no top of the mask thing.
Yeah.
Very right out of the comics, man, so you can't knock him for that. But also, Vixen, Massey Richardson Sellers, both her and Kid Flash will not be featured in this season.
Oh, really? I thought they were coming back.
Nope, they're not. They will not be in.
Oh, that's a shame.
Kid Flash, Keenan Lonsdale did say that he will return, I believe, in 1 or 2 episodes of the beginning of Flash.
Oh, okay.
And then probably not be around for the rest of the season.
Man.
But also Rip Hunter, Arthur Darville. We won't get into why if you haven't seen the season 3, but he will not be returning for the 4th season either.
Wow, man. Here I thought, I was like, all right, these guys are back. I like their addition, but
yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah.
So
I mean, well, so much of Vixen's character was like, you have to return to 1942. You have to return to 1940. You have to return to 1942. Because why? Because her granddaughter's in like the 2nd season of Arrow.
Yes.
And if they mess that up, they destroy their own show's continuity. So they had to send her back eventually. So I have to say I am excited for some new additions to the cast, though. One, of course, being Massey Richardson Sellers, who's playing a mythic character named Charlie.
Hey, there you go. Hey, out one way, come right here.
Exactly. So this character apparently is a shapeshifter who will primarily take on the form of Vixen to kind of replace the lost member of the show as sort of a way of messing with the legends. So that sounds like a lot of fun.
Clever. CW. How's that working out for you?
Also showing up is Ramona Young as Alaska Yu, who I know nothing about, so I didn't have time to look this one up, guys. So Chris Hall, man, he seems like our comic book expert down there. If he knows anything about Alaska Yu, feel free to share it in the comments, and we'll let all these beautiful people know. But I see he's hoping that Constantine shows up in the new Swamp Thing show.
Oh man, where's that taking place? I'd heard that it was coming, but
yeah, why is that not in the Arrowverse, man? What's going on?
That would be pretty awesome. But yeah, Constantine definitely, those old Swamp Thing comics, he would team up with them quite a bit. But yeah, definitely some Sandman stuff I'm kind of hoping for.
But Bebo loves you, man. So what's going on this season, right? So history is now infected with fugitives, all right? If you didn't see season 3, this is the 30 seconds you want to plug your ears. History is now infected with fugitives, magical creatures from myths, fairy tales, and legends, having been expelled throughout time by people like Constantine. He got rid of them. His order and stuff did, right? But these fugitives are now returning to our world thanks mostly to the actions of the Legends, right? And they're returning in droves and making a real mess of things. So as the Time Bureau is distrustful of the ill-equipped Legend, or as the Time Bureau is distrustful of and ill-equipped to deal with magic, the Legends must team up with everyone's favorite demonologist to set history back on track. So that's right, they're fighting legends and myths and monsters. They start off in Woodstock, meeting a unicorn. So this is from the actual trailer. That's in Legends of Tomorrow. So I love this show, man. It's like tripping on acid.
It's funny, man, because like when that show Sleepy Hollow first came out, I really liked it because it kind of did that. It like brought in like these other myths and stuff like that. And I Supernatural and stuff does that too. But I just really love that aspect, and I can't wait to see how the Legends take on some legends.
No doubt, man. That ought to be a super ton of fun. It'll be really cool to see where that goes. It'll be really cool to see all the magic mayhem that's going to ensue. And Constantine is fantastic. I know you've raved about him a bunch, man. Tell these people what you think of Constantine.
Oh, man, I really liked that show that they did. Like it was like 9 episodes or so, and then unfortunately it got canceled. But it was so nice for the people over in the Arrowverse to say, hey, guess what? That actually happened in the Arrowverse, so we're going to bring Constantine in. And he popped up on Arrow. Then he started showing up on Legends of Tomorrow, like we said, and very much in a guest starring role. But
he
now
banged the White Canary. So cute.
I was gonna say,
like my hero.
No, that was a really cool aspect. And I mean, as much typically I love Keanu Reeves movies. Excellent. But but yeah, this Constantine, man, just totally wipes the floor. With
I gotta say, one of my favorite things about this Constantine is, one, he looks directly like he came from the comic, which is super cool. But also, you can dress up like Constantine as a cosplay and stick a cigarette behind your ear. And then if you take the cigarette out, you could be Castiel from Supernatural.
There you go, man.
Put it right back, and now you're Constantine again. So that
That's
old
awesome.
trench coat kind of a suit thing really works for magic people.
There you go.
So yeah, it seems like a lot of fun stuff coming out of Legends. They're going to go into a lot of wild places. Chris Hall says the DC Universe Online is going to be where the Swamp Thing is.
Oh,
so that's going to be over there with the new Titan show. So
gotcha. I know.
Fuck Batman.
I know so far we haven't been
right here, Bull.
You've had, bro. No, I don't know, man. But Swamp Thing is cool. I could see that being an awesome show. I remember back in the day watching the USA one, Born on a Bayou, and the old Swamp Thing
That show
movies.
was always like bananas.
It was. It was just always nuts, man. But yeah, I loved it.
It's nuts in that good way. It's nuts in that good Legends way. And that's the one thing I always like about Legends, is that every season kind of has that moment where they recruit someone new and they're like, yeah, you're a loser and a screw up. Sounds like you're a legend, bro. Come with us.
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
I know. They're like, we screw things up for the better. It's perfect. So excited to check out Season 4, man. If you guys are stoked for it, throw down some love. Let us know that you're stoked for Season 4. Let us know if you're stoked for all of the awesome shows in the Arrowverse, man. Send us a comment. Post anything you'd like in the Legion of Love or up on the Power Hour news feed, man. And just have some fun with the Arrowverse. But last but not least, before we let you guys go, we do have to mention what we put in the premiere of the little teaser that we posted out earlier today, man. We've got to talk about the crossover.
Oh, yeah, man. For like the last 3 or 4 years, like since they've started doing these team-ups, man, like those are some of my favorite episodes, man.
Absolutely,
man.
Man.
Like you said, they went to the Earth X in the one.
Yep.
They fought the alien guys.
Dominators. Yeah, the Dominators invaded. And then in the first one was kind of like how they got the Legends together, but it was the first appearance of Vandal Savage and Hawkman and Hawkgirl. So that was kind of their first crossover. But yeah, man, those big crossovers are so good. The Crisis on Earth X thing was fantastic. That was done so well. So cool. I kind of didn't like how it jumped from show to show because it seemed like in the wrong order to me. But I guess they premiere on different days than I watch them on Netflix.
Yeah. No, that is nice, though. Once the shows finish up, like they go on Netflix like 4 days later. So even if you can't keep up with them, as soon as the shows end, like once they're, get their finale, then they pop up on Netflix. But let's talk about that crossover event.
Yeah, definitely, man. Now, if you're looking to check any of this stuff out, the CW has a new app that you could download on most computers and Xboxes and game systems and things like that will let you watch the episodes as they come out. It's totally free, so make sure to check that out and try to keep up to date with it. I'm going to try to do that for the first time off this app. I'm pretty stoked for that.
Yeah.
I don't pay for regular cable. I don't need that shit. I get the internet, Netflix, and I'm set, and Hulu.
There you go.
But yeah, if you want to keep up with them, you could do that. But we got to talk about the crossover event. It's usually the 8th episode, right? And this is what messed me up, right? Like, I thought they were going to come out Arrow, Flash, Legends, and Supergirl because that's the order the show's premiered. But then they come out on different days.
Yeah. Sometimes they start later. Yeah. No, I got you.
But this year, their big crossover is going to be set not on Earth X, not in outer space, right? Not in ancient Egypt. It's going to be set in Gotham City.
Oh, yeah. Finally, we get to see Gotham City in the Arrowverse.
Yeah, man, and I am so stoked. My favorite thing about it is, of course, it's not going to feature Batman, but it is going to feature Batwoman, right? So this is super cool because it's not Batgirl, it's not Barbara Gordon. Instead, you're getting Kate Kane, right, who is the what do they call it? Like a socialite, an elitist,
sure.
Like she comes from big money, just like Bruce Wayne does, So she kind of does her own Batman thing without knowing Batman. She's like the only Bat person that didn't have anything to do with Batman. It's like, I'm just gonna go and do this. So I guess that's kind of how they managed to pull away from all the other Batman related stuff is with Kate Kane. So really, really cool stuff, man. The whole internet kind of blew up when they announced that Ruby Rose would play Batwoman. So a lot of people hated that decision. A lot of people liked it. Let us know what you guys think in the comment. Do you think Ruby Rose is a good choice? Do you think she's not? Senior Bowl, what do you think?
I saw some photos and, I haven't seen her yet in her costume, but I mean, I didn't think she looked bad. I was like, hey, that I could see it.
Yeah, she's obviously stunning. I mean, she's a gorgeous woman and stuff. I know her a lot from Orange is the New Black.
Okay.
Where she's kind of like one girl's girlfriend in there. She's kind of like Australian or something. She has like a funky accent. She was also in one of the Resident Evil films and was like a total ass-kicking badass. So I get where she's got some ass-kicking ability. I don't really know why people don't like her. Maybe because she's a little soft. Like looking, like she kind of looks like a real lipstick lesbian rather than like a rough and tumble kind of chick. But I never thought Batwoman came off as anything less than like super beautiful socialite, kind of thing. She wasn't like, the girl next door. Like Barbara Gordon could have been the girl next door. But Kat Kane really seemed like a hottie,
Well, Chris Hall thinks that Ruby's going to kill it. So
awesome, man.
So we'll have to see, man. No, I can't wait. Like I said, these are definitely my favorite episodes. Like I love when they get all together. And they do it so well, It's like everyone kind of, the way they share the screen time and stuff like that, it's almost like, just go ahead and just make Justice League the show and just have these guys be
No doubt. Everyone serves a purpose.
Yes.
Where like one of the biggest problems with the Justice League movie was that you felt like no one needed to be there but Superman,
Yeah.
But Supergirl can't solve every problem for everybody else. I mean, she's definitely like shows up and everyone's like, damn, that chick's freaking raw, bro. We could dial it back to about 6 and things will still get done. But a lot of the times, she's not solving the problems. I mean, in the Earth X one, she was incapacitated for half the episodes,
And I do like that Kara is actually in like a different universe, or you know what I mean. So it's like they can't always be like, let's just call Supergirl.
Yeah,
let's just call Supergirl.
Yeah,
because so it really keeps it evened out and makes sense. Like you said, when it comes to like the Justice League movie, it's like, well, why would not every problem you have just be like, dude, Man of Steel, we'll take care of it.
Yeah.
I guess since he got fired, he can't now. WB, what are you thinking? But anyhow, we're not even going to get into that.
No, Henry Cavill, we love you, man. I think he could be a great Superman. He just needs a script to back him up.
There you go, man. And shave that mustache, man. Come on. You're Superman.
I love how he's like, I had no idea this would be such a big deal. I totally would have shaved it. But anyways, guys, that's going to wrap it up for our take on the Arrowverse. We kept you super long tonight. We appreciate everybody who's hanging out here with us, man. And again, check us back every Monday night for the latest and greatest awesome nerdy stuff coming out in the world today. This week we dedicated it to the Arrowverse. We had a super ton of fun with you guys. I had a super ton of fun out here with Boilover Queen.
You know it, man. It was a blast. Thank you guys so much. I do have to say, unfortunately, next week I won't be able to grace you with my presence. But we have a very exciting thing coming up. We're going to welcome back into the studio
Mr. Fusion himself, man. He's going to join us out here. And I know people have been asking for it, man. They've been saying, where's that crazy dude who you made eat a bunch of weird stuff? Well, guess what? He's going to be here next week. We're going to make him eat a bunch of weird stuff.
You know it, man. I know Mr. Fusion's got some wild ideas where eventually he'd like to get on and become live as well. So next week you're going to get to see like the progenitor of all that. But I got to tell you, the reason I'm not going to be here is I actually got to take a flight out to Las Vegas to go do some business. So, but hey, what I want you guys to do is join the Legion of Love group, because while I'm out there, I'm going to be putting out a very special series called Fear and Loving in Las Vegas, where you'll get to see some of Boyle's adventures as I go to the city of sin. And hopefully with you guys watching, I don't get in too much trouble. So definitely. Or at
least they can find you when you do. You know, when the cop is in the back of the frame.
Exactly. I got it
like,
on.
Okay.
I got you on Facebook Live, baby.
He's in jail. That's where he is.
But definitely go out there and join the Legion of Love if you want to get your hands on that. But like Al Bandito was saying, next Monday night at 9, you're going to join him and Mr. Fusion for a wild time. But I'll be back the following week to rock and roll with you guys some more.
Absolutely, guys. So thank you for joining us tonight. We'll try to not keep you this long in the future, but I had a super ton of fun. I appreciate you guys sticking around. I love these freaking shows. I love all you beautiful people, and I will see you next Monday.
Yeah.